everyone, it's Mars, and today I'm going to be doing a 3-marker challenge. So as you can see, I have selected my 3 markers, and I got Pale Fruit Pink, Anise, and Napoli Yellow. So as you can see, I'm pretty new with the Copic markers, so I haven't even used a couple of these, but I went ahead and did some test splotches on the side. And I got really lucky with this selection. If anyone doesn't know what the 3-marker challenge is, it is a challenge where you pick 3 markers at random. So I closed my eyes when I picked the markers, and then you have to draw and color something inspired by those colors and use only those 3 markers. I've seen some variations of it. Some people use the colorless blender and black and gray as part of it and don't include that as a 3-color count. I just decided to stick with just the plain 3 markers. So I got really lucky with the choices and ended up getting a pale skin color, a yellow, nice bright yellow, and a color that, funny enough, I had it in my last time-lapse video, Anise, and while it looks more yellow with the colors I used in that video, in this video, with the bright yellow that it has with it, the Anise looks more like a light green. So immediately I was thinking flowers and some sort of person because of the skin tone, and the colors ended up just going really nicely together. So I started drawing. I just kind of stared at the page for a second and thought, okay, what will these 3 colors inspire? And I came up with kind of a flower sprite. I don't want to call her a fairy because I knew right away that I wasn't going to put wings on her. Just didn't really feel it. But so some kind of flower sprite, and as you can see, I'm struggling with the hand right now. I love drawing hands. It's one of my favorite things to draw, but it is one of the more challenging things to do, so I did this hand over and over again before I could get it right. And finally I stopped and looked at my own hand, which I highly recommend for anyone that's having trouble drawing something. Either stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself doing it, or if it's something like a hand where you can just hold it up in front of your own face and look at it, I always find that that's the best way to learn how to draw hands, is just look at yourself, look at your own hands, and draw what you see. But anyway, so here I've got my little sprite going, and she's got a petally dress. I kind of think of it as like a naturey party dress, but it's a flouncy little tutu skirt made from petals, and the bodice is made from the green part that is underneath the flower that attaches it to the stem. Sorry, I don't really know what it's called. But then I just did a really simple kind of foreground, background kind of design around her, just some little flowers. I ended up calling her Primrose because the flowers made me think of primrose flowers, and I looked them up later, and primroses don't look exactly like this, but it was close enough, so Primrose she is. So here I am inking it with my Sakura Micron 005 liner. This is the liner that I use for my first outlinings. It's the thinnest one that they have. If it's pollen or magic. I kind of just figured sort of a mixture of both, like maybe she's releasing magical pollen that's gonna magically fertilize her little woodland grove or whatever. Maybe she's got a little meadow of flowers that she inhabits and populates with other little flowers, primroses, other wildflowers, maybe some daisies. So I went ahead and started with the pale fruit pink, and I just went over one layer with first I just went over the entire skin with this, and then after it dried, I went back over and started doing the shading. Next is the anise, which, like I said before, in this looks more like a chartreuse green almost, more of a pale green rather than a yellow. And then with the petals on the flowers, on the skirts, I left a large chunk of them white and kind of tried to flare it and like feather it in such a way that it looked a little like the petals were plumping outward a bit. So, don't know if I really got that right, but I had fun with it. It seemed like a fun little way to color something and make it all look yellow without necessarily coloring it all yellow. I'm still learning about coloring highlights. I'm still not the greatest at coloring highlights, but I do my best and I'm always learning. So here I'm dabbing on a little color for the magic pollen, and this was one of my favorite parts, probably. I really like doing little magic bits with the marker. I don't know why, it just seems like the way it looks at the end, it's so cool looking. It seems like it would look stupid, but if I'm careful and do it right and put dots in just the right places, it ends up looking really neat. I tried doing anise on top of the Napoli yellow, but it just didn't really do enough to make a noticeable difference. So that's the only thing I didn't really like about these colors, the color choices, is that while they look great together, they don't really blend well together. So I couldn't really make a whole lot of difference with shading with the different colors. It was pretty much just, well, here's the yellow, here's the greenish, and here's the skin tone. So my last step after I'm done coloring is I outline just the very outer edge of the picture in my larger Sakura micron in size 05. And this just makes the image pop, kind of fixes any over the line mistakes that I have if I didn't perfectly color outside the lines. And I actually colored outside the lines on her skirt on purpose because I wanted to see if that might be kind of a fun technique, but I ended up not really liking it a whole lot. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think, and thanks a lot for watching.